What's going on, fam? This is Jay Cameron inviting you to join us in Ethiopia next March 2025. And this is going to be an iconic trip that you don't want to miss, a trip of a lifetime. We're going to be visiting Addis Ababa, Gondor, Lalibela. You'll have a chance to taste the amazing Ethiopian food. You'll also have a chance to visit the Rastafarian community. You'll get the history, you'll get the fashion, you'll have an opportunity to shop. It's going to be a trip, an experience of a lifetime. So make sure you sign up to join us in Ethiopia, March 2025.
Media. Introducing the African Diaspora News Channel app, your gateway to stories that's overlooked by the corporate mainstream media.
At African Diaspora News Channel, we cover stories that don't receive mainstream attention, and we serve as the voice to the global Black community. We are committed to informing and educating through the power of media, connecting the African diaspora one story at a time.
With our platform, we're helping to end injustice by exposing it.
Join us in standing for excellence in journalism and serving our community. Download the African Diaspora News app today.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, thank you for joining us to the stream today. It is Wednesday, July 24th. Shout out to everybody as we go along. What I'm doing right now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm actually looking out for Biden's supposed to do his speech, actually. And I'm just kind of going back and forth over here to see exactly when he's going to do it. Because he's supposed to be, speaking about why he dropped out. So I'm just kind of going back and forth between different places. And if we can find it when it's going live, we'll just switch over to that. Okay, it looks like it's about to go live now. So let me go ahead on and switch over so you can hear this. Give me a second. Oh, let me switch this. I got it right here. Where is it at? Come on now. There we go.
Are not kings. Abraham Lincoln, who implored us to reject malice. Franklin Roosevelt, who inspired us to reject fear. I revere this office, but I love my country more. It's been the honor of my life to serve as your president. But in the defense of democracy, which is at stake, I think is more important than any title. I draw strength and I find joy in working for the American people. But this sacred task of perfecting our union is not about me. It's about you, your families, your futures. It's about we, the people. And we can never forget that. And I never have. I've made it clear that I believe America is at an inflection point. One of those rare moments in history when the decisions we make now will determine our fate of our nation and the world for decades to come. America's going to have to choose between moving forward or backward, between hope and hate, between unity and division. We have to decide, do we still believe in honesty, decency, respect, freedom, justice, and democracy? In this moment, we can see those we disagree with not as enemies, but as fellow Americans. Can we do that? Does character in public life still matter? I believe I know the answer to these questions because I know you, the American people. And I know this: we are a great nation because we are good people. When you elected me to this office, I promised to always level with you, to tell you the truth. And the truth, the sacred cause of this country, is larger than any one of us. And those of us who cherish that cause, cherish it so much, a cause of American democracy itself, must unite to protect it. You know, in recent weeks, it's become clear to me that I needed to unite my party in this critical endeavor. I believe my record as president, my leadership in the world, my vision for America's future, all merited a second term. But nothing can come in the way of saving our democracy. That includes personal ambition. So I've decided the best way forward is to pass the torch to a new generation. That's the best way to unite our nation. You know, there is a time and a place for long years of experience in public life. There's also a time and a place for new voices, fresh voices, yes, younger voices. And that time and place is now. Over the next 6 months, I'll be focused on doing my job as president. That means I'll continue to lower costs for hardworking families, grow our economy. I'll keep defending our personal freedoms and our civil rights, from the right to vote to the right to choose. I'll keep calling out hate and extremism. Make it clear there is no place in America for political violence or any violence ever, period. I'm going to keep speaking out to protect our kids from gun violence, our planet from climate crisis that is the existential threat. And I will keep fighting for my cancer moonshot so we can end cancer as we know it, because we can do it. And I'm going to call for Supreme Court reform because this is critical to our democracy, Supreme Court reform. You know, I will keep working to ensure America remains strong and secure and the leader of the free world. I'm the first president in this century to report to the American people that the United States is not at war anywhere in the world. We'll keep rallying a coalition of proud nations to stop Putin from taking over Ukraine and doing more damage. We'll keep NATO stronger, and I'll make it more powerful and more united than any time in all of our history. I'll keep doing the same for our allies in the Pacific. You know, when I came to office, the conventional wisdom was that China would inevitably surpass the United States. That's not the case anymore. And I'm going to keep working to end the war in Gaza, bring home all the hostages, and bring peace and security to the Middle East and end this war. We're also working around the clock to bring home Americans being unjustly detained all around the world. You know, we've come so far since my inauguration. On that day, I told you, as I stood in we stood in a winter of peril and a winter of possibilities. Peril and possibilities. We were in the grip of the worst pandemic in the century, the worst economic crisis since the Great Depression, the worst attack on our democracy since the Civil War. But we came together as Americans, and we got through it. We emerged stronger, more prosperous, and more secure. Today, we have the strongest economy in the world, creating nearly 16 million new jobs, a record. Wages are up. Inflation continues to come down. The racial wealth gap is the lowest it's been in 20 years. We're literally rebuilding our entire nation, urban, suburban, rural, and tribal communities. Manufacturing has come back to America. We're leading the world again in chips and science and innovation. We finally beat Big Pharma after all these years to lower the cost of prescription drugs for seniors. And I'm going to keep fighting to make sure we lower the cost for everyone, not just seniors. More people have health care today in America than ever before. And I signed one of the most significant laws helping millions of veterans and their families who were exposed to toxic materials. You know, the most significant climate law ever in the history of the world. The first major gun safety law in 30 years. And today, the violent crime rate is at a 50-year low. We're also securing our border. Border crossings are lower today than when the previous administration left office. I've kept my commitment to appoint the first black woman to the Supreme Court of the United States of America. I also kept my commitment to have an administration that looks like America and be a president for all Americans. That's what I've done. I ran for president 4 years ago because I believed and still do that the soul of America was at stake. The very nature of who we are was at stake. And that's still the case. America's an idea. An idea stronger than any army, bigger than any ocean, more powerful than any dictator or tyrant. It's the most powerful idea in the history of the world. That idea is that we hold these truths to be self-evident. We're all created equal, endowed by our Creator with certain inalienable rights: life, liberty, pursuit of happiness. We've never fully lived up to it, to this sacred idea, but we've never walked away from it either. And I do not believe the American people will walk away from it now. In just a few months, the American people will choose the course of America's future. I made my choice. I've made my views known. I would like to thank our great Vice President Kamala Harris. She's experienced, she's tough, she's capable. She's been an incredible partner to me and a leader for our country. Now the choice is up to you, the American people. When you make that choice, remember the words of Benjamin Franklin hanging on my wall here in the Oval Office, alongside the busts of Dr. King and Rosa Parks and Cesar Chavez. When Ben Franklin was asked, as he emerged from the convention going on, whether the founders have given America a monarchy or republic, Franklin's response was, a republic, if you can keep it. A republic, if you can keep it. Whether we keep our republic is now in your hands. My fellow Americans, it's been the privilege of my life to serve this nation for over 50 years. Nowhere else on earth could a kid with a stutter from modest beginnings in Scranton, Pennsylvania, and Claymont, Delaware, one day sit behind the resolute desk in the Oval Office as President of the United States. But here I am. That's what's so special about America. We're a nation of promise and possibilities, of dreamers and doers, of ordinary Americans doing extraordinary things. I've given my heart and my soul to our nation, like so many others. I've been blessed a million times in return with the love and support of the American people. I hope you have some idea how grateful I am to all of you. The great thing about America is here, kings and dictators do not rule, the people do. History is in your hands. The power is in your hands. The idea of America lies in your hands. We just have to keep faith, keep the faith, and remember who we are. We're the United States of America, and there's simply nothing beyond our capacity when we do it together. So let's act together, preserve our democracy. God bless you all, and may God protect our troops. Thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was President Joe Biden, his speech. I knew he wasn't going to talk a very long time. I saw some people was kind of chattery about that, but I wanted y'all to hear that for yourself. I wanted you to hear that. I wanted to hear it for myself as well. And I will say this. He went into why he stepped down. Let's call it what it is. Rumors were circling around that all the major bigwig Democrats like Nancy Pelosi and the gang was basically low-key threatening to 25th Amendment him, basically get him removed from office if he didn't step down on his own and just go ahead on and finish out his term. I also noticed about him, like, man, did he go to Trump's spray tan person? Or the makeup they use on him from Trump and them? He looking like Trump today with all that spray tan. You know, he normally don't look like that. He was definitely reading a teleprompter. I was following his eyes. When he was talking, I said, yeah, he's reading. You know, and even on some of his reading, he was kind of starting to get bumbled up. He's doing the best way he can. You know, it's not, I tell people all the time, I know some 81-year-olds that they're not in his condition. But for him to say he been in politics for 50 years, that's longer than I've been born. Wow. You know what I'm saying? I think it's time. Now, y'all, I saw somebody in the comments mention, well, 60 years old should be the limit. Well, if that's the case, then Kamala shouldn't be running because she's 59. You know, because they say, oh, younger people. Kamala's not young. You know, it's not like they went and got a 35-year. I think that's the youngest you can run, 35 years old. They're not getting a 35-year-old. They're not even getting a 40-year-old. She's 59. So, you know, with that being said, y'all watch that. You know, what do you think about Joe Biden and what he had to say? I think that's, you know, important that you heard all that. That's why we played it. We knew it wasn't going to take over the whole show. But I'm looking forward to those debates, though. I'm looking forward to those Trump, Kamala Harris debates, because I know, excuse me for a second, Trump is going to hammer her so hard about that border. Oh, it's going to be interesting. He going to be on her like white on rice about the border, the economy, because the thing is, you can't separate her from the Biden administration because she's part of it. It's called the Biden-Harris administration. You know, the situation's happening in Gaza. You know, I mean, like, you can't really separate her from that because she's still part of that administration. She knew what was going on. I'm not saying that she could stop something from going on, but still, she's never made no opposition to it. She just went along with it. So she's going to have to really stand on business on all the policies of the Biden administration when she do that debate. So, okay. So we definitely don't have no time for devotions for today. I mean, if you want a devotion, we'll do it. But, you know, I just wanted y'all to hear, well, Lisa says 60 is not at all that old. Well, you know, that's one person's opinion. I mean, you can't, you know, like I said, what's that sister that's 70, almost in her 70s, and she's in better shape and look younger than people that's in their 30s and 40s? That one sister, right? She's in her right mind. This other lady that one of my wife's, you know, people that she know, her mom is 65, and you would not think that. Say, she's 65? She looked like she could be a 47, 48-year-old. That's how young she looked and everything. You know, so it just depends on the person, right? So I guess we can go there on the, you know, we don't want to get involved in ageism. Because look at somebody like Minister Farrakhan. Minister Farrakhan is older than Joe Biden. And Minister Farrakhan, he can still do 2-3 hour lectures like it ain't nothing. So you can't really say that. Okay. You say you didn't ask for your tax dollars to lead the USA and support other people's needs. Unfortunately, they've been doing that for a very long time. That's kind of how they keep people in their back pocket. They paper them up. And if somebody constantly giving you money and you using that money, you're going to kind of listen to them a little bit or they're going to cut you off, right? But anyway, before we get into this stuff with Kamala, do y'all want a devotional for the day? Or let's go ahead and get into this stuff about Kamala, right? Real quick, let me know. Let me know. Come on, y'all. Y'all need a devotional for the day, or are we gonna just go ahead on and get into it? Yeah, the minister, you know, like I said, he do look good for his age. He really do. And like I said, the minister's up in age, and he's still, you know. Okay, all right. Just to change the mood of the room. Let's go ahead on and get our boy on here. Just to change the mood of the room. Give me a second. And then we'll get into talking about your vice president that you love. So let's go.
I have the courage to denounce the black bigot. I think Roy Ellis is no good, and I denounce him. That's a lot of crap. Look, brother, you have your time. That's a lot of crap. Brother,
Count indictment in Manhattan that accuses him of diverting hundreds of thousands of dollars to his personal use after using fraud, grand larceny, and false business records to solicit funds from such diverse contributors as Don King, the boxing promoter, and Don Trump, the billionaire. Sharpton will be arraigned on state income tax charges later in Albany. In Manhattan Supreme Court, Reverend Sharpton was formally accused of taking in more than $250,000 for his national youth movement. The money allegedly was donated over a 3-year period to support youth programs, but State Attorney General Robert Abrams says lots of that cash went into Al Sharpton's pockets. About all the charges, they say he stole money.
Same charges that Dr. King had, same charges gone. Where's all of the mob money? Where's the ticket scale? This is disappointing.
right, ladies and gentlemen, that was the Reverend Al Sharpton. Real quick, let me ask y'all a question. So, if we do our streams Monday through Friday, what did y'all think about doing a Monday through Saturday, like maybe 6 days a week instead of 5 days a week? Come with y'all about, like we normally do, and just share with y'all and everything. Like, what do y'all think about that? And what would you think would be a good time to say, you know what, yeah, it'd be good at this time? Because I know sometime later in the evening, people are going out, or, what time are we thinking on Saturday? I just wanted some ideas. Now we in Central Standard Time, we're not Eastern Time. So, we normally do it at 7 p.m., but what will be a good time on Saturday? Just so y'all can help us out with that. I'll be glancing at it. You say Saturday is a good idea, and everything. Okay, well, I'd say what time? And what other creators are doing on their pages. I mean, they're not, amending their schedules for us here. So, I mean, shout out to all creators who are in the trenches and who's out here, sharing knowledge and wisdom. But, we can do an earlier time, than 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. I know Monday through Friday, we're going to keep it at the same time. But maybe Saturday, it can be earlier, just let me know. You say 3 to 5, somewhere around there. Okay. That 3 to 5, you say 5 to 6. Okay. All right. That's in the morning. You talking about 11 a.m. East Coast. That's 10 a.m. here. So, you say 3. So I keep seeing people saying between that 3 to 5 range. I'll try it out. I can do 3, I can do 4, or I can do 5. It just, I just have to make sure I schedule my time that way. Maybe a 4, a 5. I'm thinking maybe a 4 or 5 range will work out very well. But yeah, so I'll try to do that this Saturday. And, so let me see if I can go with, let me go with 4 p.m. Central Standard Time. We'll go with 4 p.m. Central Standard Time. Same thing for an hour. Friday we do the show on Friday with the call-ins. I'm also open to doing shows where we just talk to one individual. I'm also open to that. That could be done on Saturdays, or is this a one-on-one conversation? I'm open to do a lot of things for you guys here. That way, I'm doing things at least 6 days a week here. And that way we only take 4 days off out of the month, and we do it 6 days a week. So, all right. Since y'all like that, we'll do that. Now, and thank you, G Love, for saying that. What works for me. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. All right. So there was this trend going on X that I just saw. I'm on the internet streets. I'm looking around, and I saw this trend going on X, and I'm saying, because what they're trying to let everybody think is that everyone in the black community is silly. And let me explain to you why they think we're silly. It's because I guess the Democrats think, well, we was having trouble getting the black vote with Joe Biden. So we got to force Joe Biden out because too many of them talking about voting for Trump, or too many of them talking about voting the couch. Well, I guess they got an idea. Well, you remember in 2008 when many of them registered to vote that never voted in their life because Barack Obama was, running for president. And so what we should try to do is see if we can take Vice President Kamala Harris and see if we can get that Obama energy, with her, and the people that's saying that they're going to choose the couch or vote for Trump, they'll get off the couch and go vote for Vice President Kamala Harris, or they'll switch from voting Donald Trump to Vice President Kamala Harris for one reason and one reason alone. Well, you say, Phil, what is that one reason? Is that of her skin color, that she's black adjacent. And, we know these black people, we know they believe in symbolism. They love tokenized positions. So the majority of them will vote for her and leave, don't vote for Trump or get off the couch. Those black men, they're going to stop talking. Biden, we get it because he was an older white man or whatever, and he did the crime bill. But, with Kamala, it's different. She can go talk to them. She looks like them. Clearly, they're going to go vote for her, right? Wrong. Black Americans are very politically educated now than what they used to be back in 2008. If you go back to the time of 2008, we didn't have the knowledge we have today in 2024. I can easily tell you that. You know what I'm saying? Back in the time of 2007, 2008, I was excited. I was excited to see Barack Obama run on that same premise. I was silly at that time. I mean, I admit when I'm silly. I was like, oh, man, be the first black man. And what black people were saying at that time, you remember, man, we got a brother in office, man. He going to be fixing all this racism. Man, with the police, he going to be riding down on the police. He ain't going to be letting the police jail us like they doing it or whatever. So a lot of black people came out to vote because, believe it or not, we assumed reparations wasn't even a talk. So you can't say reparations. But a lot of black people felt, oh, finally, we're going to get a black man and that brother understand what we dealing with. And he gonna fix all these problems with this racism. The main thing people was talking about was racism and the police and all that sort of thing. That's what a lot of black people were talking about at that time period. This is way before Trayvon Martin, okay? So a lot of people registered to vote on the premise he gonna do something about racism. And also he got a black family. Oh man, it'd be great to see a black family in the White House. And that's what the conversation was then. Everybody was wearing their Obama shirts and all around that time period. Everybody was proud to wear an Obama shirt. I mean, black people came out so much to vote and galvanized so much in that time period. That's when Republicans came up talking about voter ID laws. Before Obama, there was no such thing as a voter ID law. They got so scared of how many black Americans actually came out to vote and they never seen nothing like that before. That's where the voter ID laws came in at. Didn't come in because of illegal immigrants. It didn't come in because of people just trying to cheat. No, it came in because black people in mass went registered to vote and then voted for Barack Obama. Definitely, we're talking about definitely 2008. We're not talking about 2012. So the Democrats are, because they know that America is teeter-tottering on a certain thing. They know that, okay, if we want to have this society how we want it, where it's going to go on our worldview, which is anti-traditional family, do what thou wilt. Y'all know what I'm talking about when I say that. You know exactly what I'm saying. We want that society. Then the Trump side, we talking about not Trump himself. I'm talking about his supporters, especially his hardcore. They feel Trump is going to be the guy to try to maintain their hold on America. So they view the Democrats as a side that, man, you about to change America and we not going to get it back. It's about to be done. All these different, quote unquote, non-white people of color in here. If Kamala Harris wins, America for us is over. It's over because we're watching our population go down. We're not having children. We are sitting up here, addicted to drugs because we are. Can you understand why a lot of them are addicted to drugs? Because they are not having. Listen, you think we're all struggling right now? You say, man, we're struggling with this economy. It's bad. X, Y, Z. They struggling too. Go watch some videos on TikTok how they are breaking down, crying, and then you see black folks who like, what you crying for? It's like you had the whole world handed to you the whole time you was here. You can be mediocre and get a job that I would have to get a master's degree for or a doctorate degree for. What are you crying about? About you suffering? Like you had the whole game rigged for you and you suffering? But the thing is, skin color and privilege get you so far. There's a time you got to perform too. And one thing about the elites, it don't matter if they Democrat, Republican, it don't matter because the elites give money to both sides. They don't care about that. The elites care about themselves. And the elites is on the cusp of everything. And they got to also figure out what's going to happen in this country too. So maybe they can use Kamala Harris for some things overseas. Donald Trump, he's all about protectionism. He's all about anti-immigration. He's, about more so let's get the money up domestically. Let's cut these foreign countries off. Hey, NATO need to pay their fair share. And then on the other side, Kamala Harris and Biden has proven that they have been horrible for the economy. Horrible. And if the American people are suffering, and everyone I speak to, at least in this year, they've been saying that, man, it's been hard this year. I'm going to tell y'all something else, what I noticed. When I got back from South Africa, it's like, I don't know what happened, but it's like some things just started getting like, I know it's like, man, what is going on? So I started asking other people. I said, maybe it could be just me. But every person I go ask that question to, other business owners who are black that I know, and even people who aren't black that I know, I say, hey, how's business going? And at first, they don't even respond like, man, everything is great. I'm making so much money. Everybody like, before they even say it, I say, oh, you already gave me your answer. You know? So I don't know about y'all, but it's been tough. And as a voter, you have to think, do we really want to go put that back in office, even if it's Kamala Harris? So they thought that just because black folks, you know, we talking about the black Americans, the descendants of slaves, the freedmen, they thought, well, because this woman's black adjacent, the freedmen would just go run and vote for them. So they started this trend. And let's go ahead and look at this trend here, ladies and gentlemen. And the shields, you know, I know you don't like this sort of thing, but you have to understand, you can't lie to the people. You know how y'all lied about Joe Biden before we get up here? You lied about Joe Biden. You lied and said that man would be good for another 4 years. You lied and had 14 million people go vote in the primary for him. And y'all switched it up. Y'all pulled the same thing with the Bernie and Hillary thing. Y'all keep choosing. See, look, at least on the Republican side, they let them have a primary where the people can choose who they wanted. Whether it's Trump or you agree with that or not, that's what they chose. So, okay, fair, no problem. But the Democrats would not even run a primary, and that's not right to people who support the Democrat Party. Well, let's go ahead on and cue this up real quick. Now, of course, it's all public. It's not nothing that's hidden behind a wall or nothing like that. So they had a hashtag where it said Kamala Harris, as you can see on the screen, it's not black. Now, people, yeah. So here is another woman posted, hi, I'm a true black American woman, and I will not be voting for Kamala Harris. Well, I guess she wasn't on that phone call with 40,000 black women. I guess she wasn't on there. As we scroll down here, they talk about Matrice Richardson. I say it was a true foundation of black American, and VP Kamala Harris used this woman's death for political gain. She pretended to care and reopened her case, all while finding no wrongdoing with the Los Angeles Sheriff's Department. Her case still has not been solved. That's not good. And we know that Los Angeles Sheriff's Department has been notorious for having white supremacist gangs. They have been exposed. So that's why Sheriff Villanueva is not even there anymore. I mean, so we need to look more into that full story of Matrice Richardson and do a deep dive into her story, because she definitely should not be forgotten, especially what's going on here with this election. There's another woman here that says, I'm a true black American woman. I will not be voting for Kamala Harris. Okay. Of course, she attached it with this sister down here at the bottom. Same thing. They say, we are true black American freedmen, and we will not be voting for Kamala Harris. Now, these are black women. Okay. These aren't a bunch of black men, because you remember they said black men was going to be the problem. Black men is the issue. But how is it that you have these black women who are black American freedmen women, right? Descendant of slave women. How is it they're not supporting and they jumping on the train? You understand? That's I'm just going down here. This is one of our elders say, I'm a true black American woman. I will not be voting for Kamala Harris. Okay? It's not just black men. And you're fooling yourself, Democrat Shields, if you think that only black men take issue with some of her record. And she still has not presented anything to black America about what she's going to do for black Americans. She's going to have to earn the vote like anybody else. She's not going to get it by default. Another black woman, I'm a true black American woman. I will not be voting for Kamala Harris. So clearly y'all didn't have these women on the phone call, the 40,000 women. And we're going to go more into that on the podcast tonight, 10 p.m. Central Standard Time. You can check that out. So is what? Are all these black American women, are they Russian bots, or what are they doing? Is that misinformation, disinformation? You can't say that because they say they're black American women and they have a right to vote for whoever they not want to vote for. Who's to say these women could have voted for Joe Biden? And maybe they don't like the candidate. Who's to say that? Because not everybody is talking about voting for Trump, and not everybody is talking about choosing the couch. All right, there's a brother down here. I'm a true black American man. I will not be voting for Kamala Harris. So you got our brother down here say he not voting for her. He didn't say he wasn't voting at all. He didn't say he was choosing the couch. He just said that's what he's not doing. And you're right, Seth. Marie, the vote is not automatic. All should have to work hard for it. And you say make promises. I don't want your promises. I want policies. Okay? All right. You have another black American woman here. Says that it's funny. She got ice. She got ice in her. I kind of laugh at that. She got ice in her thing. That's funny. It said, I'm a true black American woman. I will not be voting. There's another black American woman that posted this. So what's going on? What's going on? You got another brother down here talking about he will not be voting, and he is very patriotic as he got his USA hoodie on. Well, I you can't say, the thing is, black Americans are the most patriotic people in this country. Black Americans have fought to establish America. They not only built America, but established America. These people did not even get the British off their back without black Americans, okay? The Revolutionary War, they couldn't even kick that off by themselves. So if you see, because what I've been seeing, I think I'm going to have to do a whole stream on this. When you have some people overseas and they hear black Americans talking about this our country, XYZ, oh, what y'all claiming America for? That's a white man's country. Like, BS it is. It wouldn't be for black Americans, wouldn't be here. Let's continue. She's a true black American woman. She won't vote for Kamala Harris. Now, why they keep saying they're a true black American, or why they keep saying they're a freedman? Why they keep saying this? Because delineation. And we have not had a descendant of slaves here in America. We have not had a freedman be a president or vice president. We haven't had that. We've had a first lady that's a descendant of freedmen, but not a president and not a vice president. Not yet. Okay. Got our brother here. He said that he a true black American man. Now, what's is all these people bots or what? All these are AI photos. Is that what they gonna say next? You got another sister down here, same thing. She says she is a true black American woman and will not be voting for Kamala Harris for president. And she said goodbye Biden. So she wasn't supporting Biden either. Now she's supporting Trump. She said Trump 2024, and that's another thing. You do have more black women who are coming out now supporting Donald Trump. It's not just black men. So how are you going to spin that narrative that if black women are doing it? Oh, you understand what I'm saying? Let's go down here. Another black American woman that says she's not going to vote for Kamala Harris. She took a picture there in her car. I'm going to keep showing y'all these pictures until I'm almost done. But these are mostly black women. They got a brother down here. He says he's a black American man and he will not be voting. I think I showed this sister yesterday when I was kind of put on the screen. She said that she's not going to be voting. Okay, she said Kamala's not black. Stop the cap for votes. She said FBAB1. I'm a black and I'm proud. Say it loud. No reparations, no vote. There you go. Got our brother down here saying that he's a black American freedman and he will not be voting for Vice President Harris. Got another sister down here. She got her Juneteenth flag right there and says that she's a true black American woman and will not be voting. And shout out to that's the red, white, and blue flag. That's for us. Got another woman down here, same thing. She will not be voting. I just wanted to show y'all these pictures so the Democrat shields can't say, oh, I just one or two people. Oh, he just cherry picking. How am I finding all these people? Okay, there's another woman. Another black man right there. Shout out to our brother. Say that he will not be voting. Another sister here. Look like she's, I don't know where she's at, but she said that she won't be voting for Kamala Harris. Another black woman right here. Same thing. Says she's a true black American, a.k.a. American Indian woman, and she will not be voting for Kamala Harris. Of course, a sister from the Miss Info show. Shout out to her. I seen her show. She has a pretty good show. She just got started, but she got a good show. Y'all check her show out. And Sharice Lane, she says that she's a black woman and she will not be voting for Kamala Harris this election season. All right. So let's just have a conversation about all of that. So not everybody is excited about Vice President Kamala Harris. And like what I said before, she going to have to answer for Matrice Richardson. She got to answer for that. She going to have to answer why almost 2,000 people were put in jail behind marijuana. And this. Do you know all of a sudden they all about law and order now? Have y'all heard that? Some of you probably have told them that, say, hey, what about the black people that was put in jail? Well, that was her job and that was the law at the time. She just had to do her job. And I was like, wow, so you didn't became law and order? So if that's what's going on, so if the police beat you up or whatever, then you can't complain about, oh, he targeting you for racism, because wait a minute, that was his job and he was just following the law at the time, right? It had nothing to do with racism. And speaking of racism, y'all have talked, hold on. God, I didn't save that video. I'm going to find that video. Give me a second. I need y'all to answer for this video too. Just give me a second. I got to find this video. Because, everybody talk about Tim Scott, and you should talk about him. But why is it that we got to bring this up? Everybody condemns Tim Scott, but why are we not talking about Kamala Harris? Why are we ain't talking about her at the same time Tim Scott says this? Yeah, there we go. There we go. Let me go ahead. Let me cue this up. Hold on, let me let it play. Hold on. God, I gotta let this cue up. Where is it at? Let me see. There we go. No, I don't want to play that music. God, man, hold on. I'm gonna cue it up. We gotta find when she said, and I had posted that too. Jesus Christ. Well, Kamala said America is not a racist country. It just popped in my head, and I should have saved that. Tim Scott, and then,
Flee. Senator Tim Scott said.
Okay, there we go. Let's cue that up. I found it, y'all. Hold up. Let me make it big. Give me a second.
Last night that America is not a racist country. Do you agree with that? And what do you make of his warning against fighting discrimination with more discrimination?
I believe that we need to address, well, first of all, no, I don't think America is a racist country, but we also do have to speak truth.
More discrimination.
I believe that we need to address, well, first of all, no, I don't think America is a racist country, but we need to address, well, first of all, no, I don't think America is a racist country. America is a racist country, but we also need to address, well, first of all, no, I don't think America is a racist country, but
Can we get that question answered again on the campaign trail? So ski wee. America. So if you're gonna say something about Tim Scott, That's your girl running for president. Tim Scott isn't. So yeah, we could talk about Tim Scott. Definitely. How is it that Sonia Massey just happened, but America is not a racist country, Vice President Harris? Could y'all answer me that question? If Sonia Massey just happened, how is it that America is not a racist country? This woman lost her life. She was at the stove because of the boiling water. They told her the guy just made something up. And then when she put it down, you could clearly see that she was trying to put her hands up, and it still shot her anyway. Still did it anyway. That's why they tell you don't let them race soldiers in your house. Deal with them outside. That's number one. Because you let them in your house, you lose control. But if America is not a racist country, how she's going to relate to black supporters? So now you supporters of Kamala Harris, you're about law and order now? And now America is not a racist country? Well, why are we talking about wealth gap? Why are we talking about racist police? Why are we talking about anything? If America's not a racist country, then which one is it? Is America's not a racist country? Because if you're going to support Kamala, that's what she said. Like I said, it was her words. That's one thing I don't do, and I have made a practice of that for the years that I've been doing this. I don't want to put no words. I'm clipping that. Oh, you better believe I'm downloading that as soon as I'm done. I'm clipping that. Matter of fact, I'm gonna download it now. I'm gonna download it right now, and I'll just clip it later because we're gonna be referring to that clip for a hot minute. Let me go ahead on and get that. So she got an answer for that question too, about America is not a racist country. If you are a black woman, then clearly you dealt with some racism. You mean to tell me you didn't deal with no racism? Even her, she's dealt with racism, and she knows that. Even in California, you can't tell me she didn't deal with no racism. She's dealt with racism, but she moved that to the side because let me tell you something. She's dealt with racism, but she's at a level where she don't see it as much anymore because she's useful to the power structure and she has money. That's just bottom line. She's useful to the power structure and she has money. So when you have money and useful to the power structure, oh man, they're not going to really treat you like that. They're not going to treat you like the rest of us. No, the average black woman, you know what I'm saying? She going to catch hell, but not her. That was her moment to stand on business about racism. She was on ABC. She wasn't on Fox News or nothing that's going to be hostile to her. All she had to say was, I disagree with Tim Scott. America has a lot of racism, and that's why you see in the civil rights movement, that's why Jim Crow, segregation. She could have ran down the history of America to prove about the racism. She said, you got to look at how America was established. It was established off of the backs of slaves. And they sure didn't work with them as partners. They were enslaved out of hate. So yes, this country from the foundation has been a racist country. Why do you think we passed hate crime bills? Look what happened to James Byrd. Why do you think we passed the Matthew Shepard James Byrd law? Because people in this country who have hate drug James Byrd behind a truck from Diaspora, Texas. I remember when that happened. She could just went through the history of America right there if she didn't want to even say it. It's saying, let me tell you, is that racism? Are we still dealing with racism today? That's all she had to say. And then people are like, okay, all right, Kamala about that. She did that. Because you could say something without technically saying it. You understand what I'm saying? But she didn't even do that. And then put it back on the host and say, well, based off of everything I said, do you think we're still dealing with some racism in this country? And that we got to end that because that's wrong. That's morally wrong. The world is watching us. How are we saying we are moral authority in the world? But look at what we're doing. Didn't China use Black American suffering in their critique of America, that's a stain on this country. We got to end that, right? That's all she had to say. I don't know where those women were from. I wasn't there, so I can't confirm what you said, and I can't say you're wrong. Regardless, whoever it was. I'm just saying that to say America is not a racist country when you had all these presidents up until Barack Obama, all of them were Caucasian. Look at today. Look at all the senators. Look at the Congress people. Look at that situation. The country isn't majority Caucasian. So the Senate shouldn't look majority Caucasian. The House shouldn't look majority Caucasian. The federal judges, regular judges, police, all that. You know, you have people. Let's go on the conservative number. Let's say conservative, because there's way more black people than 15%. If you go on the conservative number of 15%, well, shouldn't 15% of Congress look black American? Shouldn't the Senate be 15% black American? You know, out of those 100 seats, 15 of them should be black senators. I'm just saying. That'll be our fair share, right? At minimum. How is it that black Americans are still first hire, last fire? Black American and a white American could have the same household, the same neighborhood, and the white person's home will be valued more than the black person's home. The home could be exact, built at the same time. The home was taken care of. The black person's home could be improved with improvements, and the black person's home will still be devalued. This has been proven all over the place in this country. Yes, America is a racist country because of the people that's in control are racist. So how do we get an anti-black hate crime bill when Vice President Harris says America is not a racist country? I mean, how do we get that? How do we tell her about reparations in the form of cash payments if she feels America is not a racist country? Because in order to pay reparations, you guys understand that slavery was hate. Slavery was racism. We didn't get paid for it. But if you feel America is not a racist country, well, what do you call slavery? What do you call that? A misunderstanding? For 246 years? Is it a misunderstanding? I'm just asking, ladies and gentlemen, is it a misunderstanding or is it white supremacy? When you say America's not a racist country, then you don't believe white supremacy exists. But that came out of her mouth. Like I told y'all, I will not lie on her. I won't lie on Trump either. I will play their words. You say even Obama mentioned racism? Yeah, he did. Oh, yes, he did. And that's why them folks attacked him. Like Obama, his first term, he was mentioning a little bit more. Oh, when Trayvon Martin happened, he mentioned it. Yeah, he did. I give Obama that. Obama didn't come out saying America's not a racist country. He didn't come out saying that. I get Michelle never did it either. So I can't say. Even Hillary never said no crap like that. Now, we talking about Hillary Clinton. Hillary Clinton would say America got racism in it. Hillary wouldn't say no crap like that because Hillary know better. Okay, Deborah says something very important. Say, Phil, she wouldn't understand because she's not from the soil. She's not like us. Hence why you kept seeing all those black American women saying that they are true black American women or freedmen. That's why they said that. So when you come from the soil, you understand. it's like this. Regardless, Kamala is considered, with her parents immigrating here, she was raised in an East Indian household. People can say, oh, her dad's black, her dad's black, her dad's black. I told y'all yesterday, I knew of his Jamaican, descent. And beyond what when they say he was Jamaican, and I know they got Jamaicans that are light skinned too, okay? But they full Jamaican. I just didn't know because I didn't get that deep into her. I just heard she had a Jamaican father and an East Indian mom. And I say, okay, well, maybe he's light skinned or something like that. Okay, cool. But then I just didn't know that her father was Jamaican and Indian. So he was Jamaican and Indian. Then he married a East Indian woman and had children with her. So you got only a part that's Jamaican and more Indian than Jamaican. That's the part, right? Now her hair. Now I looked at her hair. Her hair doesn't look Indian. Not her hair doesn't. Her hair looks like it still looks like you can know the black is in there by her hair. You can see that. But like I said, she don't. I wonder if she gonna really try to sister girl it up. I wonder if she gonna go out there and get some boho braids, y'all. That'll be interesting. I would be tickled to death to go see Kamala come out there with some boho braids. Or what if Kamala come out there at the DNC with some Senegalese twist? Boy, they'll be shocked. See, but they probably have to tell Kamala, look, you got to blacken yourself up, so you may have to get those boho braids. Look, just keep it for a few days, and we'll take it right back out. But we got to let them know that you're down. The Democrats are willing to do anything to blacken her up now. You say, or either say no. Look, why y'all say no? Look, that's what. If I was a Democrat and I'm trying to blacken her up, I would try to have her do it all. I'm like, look, you got to put your hair in braids or something, And yeah. And let me think. What they probably gonna do with her is keep Doug in the house. He may come out here and there, but he got to stay in the house. Because if too many black folks see Doug, they're gonna be like, so if they on the blacken her up tour, they gotta keep Doug in the house somewhere, keep him off to the side. But Nick, you mentioned Nicki Minaj. Nicki Minaj is visibly a Trinidadian woman, though. She's visibly. And if you've seen her before she had, surgery and all that, she's visibly Trinidadian. She's a person of African descent. She's black. She is. She's a Caribbean, but she's black. I can tell. Nicki Minaj would never be confused as not being black. I'll tell you that much. It won't be no confusion. I've met Trinidadians and if you really want to go meet the world, go to New York City. We are the world. You meet Trinidadians, you meet Jamaicans, you meet, of course, Black Americans, you meet all the different African groups. In New York, I talk to so many brothers and sisters from those countries, and we have great conversations. And that's why I always tell y'all, when you hear me give them disclaimers, like, look, I'm talking about this person in this video. It's not all Jamaicans. It's not all this one. And somebody say, why you do that? Because when I go out places like New York, I have those brothers and sisters that's from the Caribbean or from the African continent or whatever have came up to me on the street in New York and said, man, I love your show, man. Say, I love what y'all be reporting on and this and that. They love the show. So I'm like, I'm not going to, speak against, people that support us. No. People that's doing wrong, yeah, we're going to check them. But the situation with Kamala, she said America's not a racist country, ladies and gentlemen. Monica, what do you mean by black people tearing black people down? Thank you, Vic the Villain. You said there, it said, I read on Business Insider she led the charge on taking Nina Simone's estate away from her daughter and granddaughter and giving the estate to Sony and RCA. Okay, well, I'm going to have to look into that too, if that's true. I'm not saying it's not. I just say if it's true, I have to look more into that. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, America is not a racist country. Thank you, Vic, very much for all your help. Greatly appreciate it. They got a new feature now where you can, what is this? You can like donate so many super chats to the stream or whatever, and it's just to support the show and especially in these hard times. So yeah, greatly appreciate that, Vic, and anybody else that donated tonight. We greatly appreciate you. But it said the S curl. Who got that S curl texturizing kit? You talking about me? If you're talking about me, nah, I don't have no S curl. You know what I put in my hair? I'll tell you. This is my. So I just comb my hair. I pick my hair out. I take some water, and what's that stuff called? God, it's. I would have to look at the bottle. I forgot it. Well, anyway, it's a cream, moisturizing cream. I put that in my hair. I get my twisted up comb. If you got a twisted up comb, you know what it is. And I just use my twisted up comb. So no, ain't no S curl. Not in my hair. It's just water, moisturizing cream, and a twisted up comb. That's it. That's it. Yeah, now people that need that S curl look, yeah. But I don't know what I'm trying to do with my hair these days. I just say, I didn't want to cut it. I'm growing it out. Everybody, people I talk to say, man, I like style like that. I say, yeah, I'm just growing it to see what it do. Just seeing what it do. Yeah, soul glow. Yeah, gotta have your soul glow. Definitely. I remember them Jerry curl days that people spraying. I never had a Jerry curl though. It was popular back in the day. I never had a Jerry curl, carefree curl, none of that stuff. Anybody who my age group know what carefree curl is. Nah, I didn't have no carefree curl where everybody else, my family had it. I remember my grandmother, grandfather, and my aunties and them. My grandfather didn't have no curl either. But all of them had the curl. You had the short curl, you had the long curl. Oh boy, with that activator and all that they would use. Nah, I don't think I can do locks. I don't think I can do that. I don't know. I don't think I can do that. That long hair situation. I don't know. But anyway, you say all of our hair is good. Yes, it is. I mean, whatever God had made you come out your head is good, and that's the hair you got. Thank God for it. Thank God for it. Don't. And make it do what it do. That's it. There's no such thing as bad hair. It's bad individuals, bad people, not bad hair. Hair has never took nobody's life. Hair has never did nobody wrong. Hair ain't stole nobody's money. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. No, it's bad individuals, not bad hair. But thank y'all for watching, ladies and gentlemen. Greatly appreciate you. Say seeing comments of black women, saying Mexicans, Puerto Ricans, and Dominicans are the same. No, Dominicans are definitely different. Even those three groups, you do have black Mexicans. Oh, yes, you do. You got black Mexicans, you got white Mexicans, you have the mestizo look, you have the indigenous ones, those are darker skinned people. And then, Puerto Ricans, they more look like, from what I was told, they more of a mixed people than anything else. And then, your Dominicans, well, you got your black Dominicans for sure, a lot of black Dominicans. And then you got some that's a little mixed up. So there you go. Let me wrap this up. Have you ever considered filming the Africa trips as a series? You say, we love you, keep up the great work. You know what? I had an idea on the filming because I can't be everywhere at the same time. So just as things, turn around and we get, some more funding for things, I was thinking about, there's a lot of journalists that we could work with to make that happen, actually. And I don't have to be everywhere at the same time, right? because I can't travel to every country in the world. But hey, y'all may want to see certain things. But I wouldn't put it on African Diaspora. I will put it on the Malume's Exodus channel. That's more so about travel, food, stuff like that. So if you want to see like some of the videos that we've done, I still got more videos coming out from South Africa. Actually, they just finished editing a couple more. So they'll be going into that Malume's Exodus channel. So subscribe to that one for travel content, things like that. But make sure you download the African Diaspora News Channel app in the Google Play and Apple App Store. We greatly appreciate you doing that. Once you do that, create an account. You can get a monthly subscription, quarterly subscription, or yearly subscription. And also the trip to Ethiopia. We have about, I just was informed, 10 spots left. So make sure you secure that. We'll put the link at the pinned comment. And then you can go there and, sign up. Because that time be ticking very fast. We're already in July. That trip is in March. Trust me, that time does zoom by. So thank y'all for listening, ladies and gentlemen.